Well, I think that the number one thing is we have to control the border. We're seeing in the news now the family on the lake in Texas where the husband was killed as they went out to vacation, I guess, on the lake, is what I could gather. And I've talked to two members of Congress from Arizona, Ann Kirkpatrick, and or heard their comments, and John Shadegg from Arizona. And the problem with Arizona, I mean, people say, "What do you believe about Arizona-style immigration law?" What's going on with Arizona is different than what's happening in other parts of the country. In Texas, as we just saw, the overwhelming violence between the drug gangs in northern Mexico is bleeding across the border in Arizona, and we've seen it now in Texas. So I think we have to secure the border. I think American people expect that and want that. I think once we do that, we have to have an opportunity for people to come legally to work. When I talk to people about immigration, most people say, I'm not concerned about legal immigration, I'm concerned about illegal immigration. And so I am for allowing people to come here legally to work. It's very difficult. There's legal programs for people to come work in the farming community, but it's very difficult to get the paperwork process. I think if we control the border and streamline paperwork where people can come here legally, then it gets people on the tax rolls. They're paying their taxes. They're paying their Social Security. They're paying, and I don't think they have to come to jobs. I think there has to be a criteria. They have jobs that will provide them a level of income where they can provide for themselves so they don't have to use government services. But I think once we secure the border, then we can look at reforming where we move forward.
How much, beyond the border security issue, how much of the issues that this country is having with illegal immigration fall to the businesses that are employing illegal immigrants? I mean,
there's two issues with that. One is that people who hire people who are illegally, knowing they're illegally, they pay them cash, so they're not on the tax rolls, they're not moving forward. I mean, that's a problem. I think that has to be enforced. There's other things, businesses that hire people with that. In the end, they see they had what we saw, in the governor's race in California. The lady had documents. The governor, the potential governor, hired the lady with documents and found out that the name was a borrowed name and it was a matched Social Security number. So it's two things. One, we have to enforce people who go out and pay people cash, knowing they're illegal, and I think that's a knowing violation of the law. But as a government, we have to give businesses some assurance that when they hire somebody, we have a system. And I'm for some system that they can't, a tamper-proof identity card, if it's got to have some kind of biometric feed on it. I'm not for it for everybody, because a lot of people are concerned that gets to a national ID card. But I think when people to get a work card, there should be some way that it can be verified and not. I know people in our area, policemen who have secured illegal documents, and you look at them, you can't tell. There's no way you could tell. Now, if you had to do a thumbprint scan. Now the thumbprint's smudge, and if you can read a thumbprint on a card, a small card, but if you could have a thumb scan or an eye scan or something that says that person who has this legal document is the person possessing the document, I think that's extremely important. If you're going to have businesses be your cop, so to speak, you have to give businesses the tool to be able to do that. And in E-Verify, which is the one that we're trying to do, if somebody has a false name and a false Social Security number, but the name and the Social Security number match, so they've gotten a real identity, and even though their picture is on their card, they put their picture on the card, E-Verify wouldn't catch that.